Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to February 2021. We are in the heart of Aquarius season, so happy birthday to all the Aquarians out there. I love you guys. I respect you all. Your energy is very inspirational to me, and it's an energy that I've always, like when I need like a different perspective, being like a Leo, a lot of Leo in my chart, I always go to you guys. So speaking of having a lot of energy in Aquarius, let's talk about that because February is kind of the epicenter of energy for Aquarians. There are 5 planets in your sign this month, and a new moon in your sign. And that's all happening during Aquarius season. So Aquarius really is the energy of the moment here. We obviously have Jupiter and Saturn and the sun moving through your sign. We have that new moon on the 11th, I believe, in your sign. Venus goes into your sign on the 1st of the month and stays there till almost the end of the month. Until the 25th of the month. And we have a Mercury retrograde in your sign until the 20th of February. So with all of that, I think that could be a little overwhelming. In one way, I think how fun for Aquarius and how fun for the rest of us to have such a change up in energy. I know I feel so refreshed. I definitely feel challenged, and I have to steep learning curve. We're learning a lot really fast, but I also feel so refreshed to be in Aquarius energy. But I also think for you all, this can feel like a steep learning curve to suddenly have all of this energy in your sign saying, okay, let's go. And even something like Jupiter, which is such a fun energy to work with, right? It wants to expand and play and grow. Whenever Jupiter's moving through your sign, it's kind of a double-edged sword because on the one hand, yes, amazing things can happen when you have Jupiter energy working with you. On the other hand, it's like a big spotlight. It asks you to really move on the things that matter to you and make big, bold, huge changes. And Saturn right under that is how are you going to do that sustainably? And so there's a little bit of pressure that can, I think, come with this amount of energy in the sign of Aquarius. And this is where I'm happy Venus is coming through to kind of do some guidance, some soft, nurturing guidance, and also that we have this Mercury retrograde because I think you all need this Mercury retrograde just to hold you, just to help you integrate, right? Whenever it's in your personal sign, I often find it's a lot less about the rest of the world going haywire, as we often hear about Mercury retrograde, and a lot more about how we're incorporating our own journey. And so Mercury retrogrades in your sign can actually be really nice because it's not about getting chaotic. It's about slowing down enough to just catch up. And for me, Aquarians, while yes, this is your energy. So whereas other signs and other people may be having to figure out how to work with Aquarian energy, you have a leg up because you understand that energy. So when everything's working in that modality, you're like, oh, I know how to do this. On the other hand, you're also having to figure out who you are when you're getting amplified like that. And and you're kind of on this fast track, intensive journey with all this energy working with you. And that's where I think the Mercury retrograde can be so medicinal and helpful during this year so that it can kind of set you up for this next solar year and for the rest of 2021. Okay, a card was flying. I have to go grab it now. And it was the star. That's amazing. I love that. Oh, that makes me so happy. Yeah, that card flew out and then flew across the floor. Yes. I think it will be very helpful because here's the thing, you are adjusting. You're adjusting to noticing how with that Jupiterian spotlight on you, things that maybe you've been wishing for or thinking about are moving faster than they may have moved for a little while. And suddenly you're having to weigh out what that means for you and how to handle it. And that can be sometimes overwhelming. Exciting too, though, I think, right? And the world. And that's the thing. I think you have energy on your side to build, to create, to move forward, to start a new energetic cycle than you may have had for the last few years. And in general, this is a positive time for Aquarians. Like it is. It's a really supportive time for you. And even like things like the North Node of the Moon is trining Aquarian energies this year. So that North Node warmth is with you. There's a lot of warm energy, and I think Aquarians deserve that. You know, a lot of times I think you like to get in there and learn in very interesting and sometimes difficult ways. Page of Swords, clarity. And sometimes life can feel a little bit intense that way, right? And sometimes it's nice to have a whole bunch of energy just backing you up and giving you a bit of a support system. Oh, 2 cards wanted to come out. The Lovers and 6 of Pentacles. Yes, that balance card is important here, I think, in the month of February for Aquarians. So let's talk through this. Okay, right off the bat, expansion. I think, use this Aquarian season and the new moon and all of that, get really clear. What is it you really want to expand? Once again, Jupiter can expand everything, including things that you only somewhat like or that you flat out don't really enjoy, but that feel necessary. So you want to get clear. And this Mercury retrograde and this season with all the energy in Aquarius is a great place to get really clear. What do you want your world? What do you want your wishes to be? And honestly, too, one of the messages that keeps coming through for February is to simplify. Keep those wishes simple. It doesn't mean that they have to be small or that they have to, you have to like cut yourself down to size or something like that. I just mean that sometimes we get distracted by all the like frills and possibilities, and we just want to come back to like the central thing that we're really calling or connecting with, the central thing that our soul is calling to, our conscious minds from within. That's where you're going to want to go this month. But these energies are very inviting. They're telling me, this month is kind of an opening ceremony for you all. It sets you up for the rest of the year. So just use this time wisely and use it to really connect with your path, adjust to that path. You're also getting, the messages here today, my Aquarian friends, are so crisp. Like compared to other signs, it's like, okay, we're not meandering around here because you're getting breakthroughs, you're getting connections. Done. These cards speak to feeling as though you are, how a lot of times Aquarians, well, I think you're very like confident people in general, and like you accept that you are you. And that's part of what is so inspirational about you all. Sometimes it kind of feels like weird to be in this world where you have to constantly like try and get people to like understand you. It's kind of like there's this disconnect sometimes with other people. And when I see the Page of Swords and the Lovers, I just think about how when we all need to be on the Aquarian page, right? We all need to take a note from Aquarian energy. We all need to be learning in that modality. It makes it so great for Aquarians because guess what? They're like, you guys are like, come on, oh yeah, like that's cool. And you can connect so much more easily with the rest of the world because it is connecting with that energy. And I love this. Like this to me is just like, it just makes me so happy to think about Aquarians with people that appreciate them, playing, talking, creating, falling in love, being in joy, being in celebration, helping to open up this year and its different flavor and help us to heal and recover from all the traumas that we had from all the energy in Capricorn. Like, no offense to Capricorn. It's not about Capricorn people. It's just that there was trauma involved with that energetic frequency and all that we had to do there. And this to me is like this big opening again to like warmth and playfulness and hope and clarity and connectiveness. And, you're really the heartbeat of this time. So you're riding that wave. However, with that may come some overwhelm at times, may come some exhaustion at times because it's a lot working through your sign. And that's where the Six of Pentacles, I think, wanted to be a part of the conversation, because this is about balance. All these 4 cards before this card, right, were about like growth, playfulness, expansion, curiosity, like getting your wishes, connecting with people, connecting with the bigger purpose of Jupiter and Saturn in your sign, how you're going to use that energy in the future, all of it. It's just big, it's bold, it's juicy, it's awesome. I love it. But you just want to make sure too that you don't burn the candle at both ends and wipe yourself out, right? So just, and that's what something too, I mean, there's kind of a natural balancing point having Jupiter and Saturn in your sign, because one's expansion, one's restriction. You might find that some days are going to be very Jupiterian and some days are going to be very Saturn based, and you'll be finding balance there. But just remember, like, it's okay too for there to be days this month where maybe you don't feel that expansive star energy. Maybe you don't feel connected. There may be days where you just need to rest, or where you need to incorporate and slow down. Mercury retrograde, after all, is a time of integration. So you're going to be I think another thing to keep in mind with February, and this is kind of an overarching note for, I think, all signs, is that we all have to find our new center in the Aquarius energy. And, for you, that's going to be a little bit different than for other signs, because it's a little bit more innate. However, I think when you're moving so fast and when you have so much behind you, you really have to find your center so that you can ride it healthily. And so that's where it's important to get some rest and some integration in the midst of all this beautiful connective expansion that really, for me, when I see this Aquarians, I see like love. I see community. I see healing connections. I see you not feeling like you just have to do things by yourself all the time, but that there are these pathways opening up that make connection for Aquarians really, really extra beautiful. So I'm so excited to see that. It's going to make me a little emotional, actually. Okay, so I want to finish off our reading today with my Animal Totem Tarot. I love this. I bring it out a few times a year. Just to hear what any final messages wants to come through during this epically powerful February. I'm so excited to have all this energy in Aquarius. I think most people, need a chance to play with this energy and be themselves, like just take off the armor. Yes, I know that on one hand, Aquarians are associated with like detachment and being able to see the big picture and not always being like grounded and in the earth doing like the things. But I also find that Aquarian energy is like some of the most fun, loving, playful energy. And I think I associate so much more with that. Like, of course you all can detach and look at something from a new angle, which also an amazing skill set. But I think it's also about playing and just being ourselves, right? The star came out again. I'm not even making this up. Wow. Double star today. Let us read about the star in our book here. There's always a little message that comes. This is the oyster. I love this star card. It's so pretty. Okay, here's the message. I know you see me, even though I am far away. You see me shining from where you are. I hear your thoughts and words from your heart. Sometimes with wishes so big, you are too scared to speak. Yet hear them I do, and send them back to you. Tenfold wishes all coming true. Just so you know that I see you too. It's kind of it's a very rhymey message there, but yeah, I think, that message of not being afraid to speak what it is you truly wish for. Not what you think not what you think you're supposed to wish for, right? Not what you think you're supposed to want, but what you really want. It's sometimes scary to ask for what you really want, right? Because it maybe is too simple. Often I find that we're scared to ask for the simplest things because we're worried we are getting away with something or missing something. And so, this is a month of wishes. This is a month of centering yourself. and opening yourself up to all of these wishes and letting yourself go there, letting yourself have that. Taking off any armor, any survival, and just looking at what you want to let in. Because, you know, Aquarian energy at this time is very important to us becoming something greater, right? Becoming better as beings. In our communities, in how we as individuals become a part of this greater whole. It's huge medicine. And, you know, you're not responsible for carrying everybody else's load with that, but because you carry Aquarian energy, this is going to be a huge part of your life path. And this time, this month of February especially, but all of 2021, is such a beautiful time for you to embrace that. Embrace that uniqueness, embrace those unique visions, embrace all of those things that you are, instead of feeling like you're having to constantly fix it or adjust to the rest of the world. And this is a beautiful time for that. So I'm just so excited to see that. We're going to be doing a big Mercury retrograde talk and some worksheets over on my Patreon. So if you're looking for extra support during this very powerful February, I would love to see you there. We'll also be doing all of our weekly chats and all those beautiful things. You can also find me on my website and on Instagram, where I'm trying to do a lot more personal posts about just me as a human being and not just as a teacher. So all those places are great places to find me. You can also find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry on her Etsy shop. I would love to see you over there. Any of these places, it would be so awesome to see my Aquarius family. I love you all so much. I appreciate you. I'm going to learn so much this year, I'm sure, having all this energy in Aquarius. I'm just curious. I'm brimming with curiosity. I will see you all in March, and take such good care of yourselves.